so I suppose I'd say last of the superstars in the indie pop scene, and then kind of the indie pop scene died.
Sad.
How do you see the new current? Because it's kind of making efforts towards revival again. Do you see yourself partaking in this now?
Well, I mean, the thing is that there's never a consistent graph, and especially because of the fact that today, with technology working at such a warp speed, I mean, look, today you're taking this interview on the selfie stick, and you're doing it on your own, and you got a phone which has a 1080 camera, which is something unheard of before. I mean, this is technology which is enabling you to do that. Similarly, now when this facility came in, all the Canons and the Nikons and all that, they must have sort of hit the dirt and said, "My God, our exclusivity has gone to the dogs." So, but they're now adapting. They're adapting. They're saying, right, okay, fine. We'll. It is what it is, and we're going to have to compromise and accept it and confront the times and move with them. Similarly, the music industry has every now and then had a technological outburst where suddenly the technology changes and there's a little lull period where the industry doesn't know how to deal with it, and then slowly and gradually they come to grips with it, and the whole dynamics change. I mean, we had that whole scenario happen when the industry moved from vinyl to cassettes.
Correct.
There was this sudden big panic because now suddenly you could record music in your own home, because you could press that record button, which you could never do with vinyl, with records, with LPs. So now suddenly piracy became more prevalent. And so there was a big crisis at that time. And then suddenly the CD came in, and then the industry was really happy. Oh my God, we got CD, we got great quality, but you won't be able to record on it, which is great. We're going to go back to the LP days when we're going to have complete control. And then, sure enough, suddenly the recordable CDR came in, and countered that. Then they tried all these things where they would create these safety protection and all that, and of course. There were hackers and there were all kinds of other things, so they were never able to control that.
You always find ways.
Ways, exactly. So then then suddenly the MP3s came in and the downloads come in and all that. So the point is that eventually, right now we're going through a period where the industry is going through a transformation. The West is pretty much trying to get a grip on it. They haven't really got a huge grip on it, but it is slowly coming around with sites like iTunes and so many other sites that are coming in, which are trying to sort of legitimize the whole thing and give the support that the independent music scene needs.
Yeah.
But it will eventually come back. And you see, the reason why I'm saying this is that, you see, while all this is going on, another phenomenon that is taking place in our industry over here is that cinema, which used to conduct and control a huge amount of music that was coming out of the stables of the industry, where there was so much music in the films, are also beginning to slowly and gradually reduce the amount of music. And when I say music, I'm talking about songs.
Right.
पहले क्या होता था कि 6, 7, 8 गाने होते थे फिल्म में, अब वहां से 5 पे आ गए, 5 से 3 पे आ गए, 2 पे आ गए. पहले लिप सिंक बहुत होता था, अब लिप सिंक भी कम हो गया. तो they're going more towards the realism. पहले ये होता था कि Gabbar Singh was such a tyrant. It was an action movie, and then suddenly you would have Mehbooba, a song in the middle of that action movie, and it worked, and we loved it. But the point is that today, you may not see that because people are more wanting to see a little bit more realism.
Correct.
So the point is that music in this form of songs are going more into the OST background thing. So, but we are a nation that loves music.
Correct.
It's part of our DNA. So where will you will eventually need to address that thirst.
Correct.
So that thirst is going to now become more and more prevalent, which is going to give rise to the demand, which already exists actually, to the independent scene. And it's going to be like, then eventually when they go thirsty, then the independent musicians turn around and say,
because now that he actually pointed out, it also reminds me that quite a few films of late have actually used indie pop songs.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Just like they do in
Like
the West.
Kargechul was actually a
An old, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
and then even with Badrinath, Humpty Sharma ki Dulhania, and now with Badrinath, you actually use older songs, which
Yes.
Nusrat Saab songs
Yes.
was using Badrinath, Humpty Sharma ki, which is Nusrat Saab song, right? I forgot. But it's an older song that they use. I mean, they're using it again.
Yes, because you see, I mean, that is also pretty much the format that is happening, for example, in the West. I mean, Pretty Woman, and that happened ages ago.
It's always
I mean, song like Pretty Woman was recorded sometime in the 50s. But the film,
and they made a film on it,
and they made a film with that title, and then they reused that old song. So I mean, the point, the West is doing it, has started doing this from a long time ago, and we're sort of now beginning to adopt those things where we get a hold of an old nostalgic song, bring it in, either in the form of a remix or just simply as is, and as part of the background score or something of that nature, and it just suddenly gets a new lease of life. The West has been doing it for a long time.
Quite some time.
So we're sort of falling into that now. But the independent scene is, it has nowhere else to go but to go up,
Correct.
Because as you said, it's reached rock bottom right now. So where do you have to go after that? You could only rise from there.
Okay, you represented India when BBC World Services completed 70 years, and you were the person who represented India, in 2002.
Yeah,
that must have been incredible. I mean, to actually represent the country, and also the fact that you actually was creating music at such a popular level was being accepted. I mean, at a world level.
Yeah. Well, undoubtedly, there's no other way of putting it across that it was a huge honor. And there's nothing more beautiful when whatever it is that you do, you're chosen, you're picked out from, and especially in India, a population of more than 1 billion people, and you're asked to represent the country at such a prestigious international platform. It was huge.
Okay, at that moment, I have a few rapid fire questions. This time, I'm hoping we've had a
Be
quite
kind.
some. We had no. This is a very kind. This is not Karan Johar's where he gets enormously controversial because we have been.
I do controversy very well.
Oh yeah, we have covered all of that.
But I've had enough of it.
Okay, we have Adnan Sami here, who's the pianist, as he likes to call himself, more than a singer. Now, sir, I give you a choice. The first question is piano, tabla, or flute?
Piano.
I remove piano. Chalo, tabla or flute?
Tabla.
Oh wow.
Tabla. Yeah, I'm a rhythmic freak.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Although I love the song.
See,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like saying shai tukde ya firni. It's like,
oh, man, this is I would say it's shy to
yeah, or gulab jamun or laddu. I mean, come on.
Yeah, of course, that's difficult.
That's a difficult one. So it's the same.
And for a foodie like me, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, who's your favorite actress, by the way?
Madhubala.
Actress.
As bloody. That is so safe.
So safe. Yeah, actually. But okay, if I give you an option of acting with your favorite actress versus performing at Wembley.
Performing at Wembley.
Acting does not take
no way. My audience is king and queen.
Okay.
There's no question about it.
Which is the weirdest question that you've ever been asked?
What underwear are you wearing right now?
People ask that?
Yes, people have asked me that question.
How would you react to that?
I just say it's black in color. I mean, what?
Why would anyone ask that question?
I don't know. I mean, whatever does it for you. But I mean, you want to ask me this question, I'll tell you.
But seriously,
the underwear I'm wearing right now is black.
Wow. Yeah, it's true.
Well, everybody wears underwears.
Of course, everyone does.
Big deal.
Okay, that was weird.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so sweaty, hot, and tired versus cozy, warm, and chilling.
Cozy, warm, and chilling. I'm basically pretty lazy at heart. Okay. It's only when I'm pushed that otherwise I'm great at delegating.
Okay. The first.
It's a Leo trait.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
The first lie you ever told.
It was probably so long ago that I don't even remember.
How many lies have you told? The biggest lie that you've ever told.
The biggest lie. That's a nice song.
Who did you say that to?
That I would tell. But
You said that?
yeah,
Nice
I mean, yeah, because I just wanted to go away.
Okay.
Well, I didn't want to prolong the conversation. So if you turn around and say that, oh my god, that song sucks, then you're opening yourself up to a conversation.
I know.
You know, then it's like, why? What's wrong with it? What do you suggest? But when you know that it's a complete disaster, there's no discussion on it. It's like trash, empty trash, finish, over and done with. Then there's no discussion. There's no redeeming factor. Then you just simply sort of, because you don't, and when you know that person is not going to change it, so it's like, let's just move on.
Because I know we go to these movie screenings, and then sometimes the actor or the director would wait outside, and it's difficult as and it's like, hi, all the best.
Well done.
Well done. All the best.
Yeah, because you see, I mean, in fact, in the light of what you just said, many times I tell my own personal team and all that, is that, listen, when I'm in the middle of creating something, now is the time to speak. And if you really think, I mean, I give them the complete liberty and the assurance that you can trash it if you feel like, because I would much rather you trash it or give me your suggestions now when I can do something about it, rather than when it's released, it's out there. Sir, वो जो अंतरा था ना, वो बड़ा गड़बड़ था. उस वक्त जी जाता है मैं अपने चप्पल उतार के उसको मार दूं. Because the point of the matter is that now why are you telling me? I can't do anything about it now. So like you're saying, once the screening is done, then it's out there. There's nothing that you can't turn around and say, well, you know what? If you shot that scene, really, I think I'll just go and do it now. No, it's not going to happen.
Okay, what's your worst nightmare? Two options: no tickets sold at a concert versus a fractured finger.
Fractured finger. Because
It's going to be difficult.
because I mean the point is, if let's say you have all your tickets sold, and God forbid you have a fractured finger, what are you gonna play for them?
Okay, Ustad Zakir Hussain versus Beatles.
Oh come on! Oh God, that's ridiculous.
See, I got you finally.
Zakir.
Okay.
Zakir. Not because I know him, but because like I told you earlier, I'm a rhythmic freak, so I just love him.
I like the way, like, oh, come on. Okay, 3 questions here. I'm moving on from the rapid fire to what I just...
Multi-rapid fire.
No, just suddenly someone actually reminded me. It's called musical fire. I don't know if you're ready for this, but I'm going to give you situations, and you might just come up with a song for that. If you can think of a song first.
I've been married thrice, so I'm ready for anything now. You can try anything.
Okay, you're stuck at an airport without a luggage, and luggage has not arrived yet. What do you do? How do you actually sing this out?
How do I get myself out of there?
No, musically.
Oh, musically. You can only pray.
That song, I have used umpteen times when I've seen when I've seen some other people being somewhere really great. I say, कैसे कैसे को दिया है ऐसे वैसे को दिया मुझको भी तो लिव करा दे.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this is probably the most used song that in my life.
Yeah.
मैं इस song को बहुत use किया है.
Yeah, it's there's somebody will relate to that song on multiple levels.
Yeah.
Anybody will relate to it on multiple levels.
I relate to it every day.
Regardless of whether you want something or whether you look at somebody and say, him?
Like कैसे कैसे को दिया ऐसे वैसे को दिया. Seriously. You need to ask someone to shut up and get out.
Yeah.
How would you say that musically?
I need somebody to shut up. I'll get a hold of a song and play it backwards in reverse.
Give me
it's
a
like
song.
the ultimate torture.
Give me a song.
Oh.
I mean, do it.
Oh.
That's your biggest practical exam.
No. I can't do it. No. But how do I tell somebody to shut up and go through a song?
No, get out.
To basically get out. Wow.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Actually, I wouldn't do it through a song. What I'd do is I'd get a hold of my nails and I'll do this. Yeah, exactly.
No, please don't do it. That's irritating as hell.
Yeah.
The king song.
Yeah, that does it.
Okay. You're writing a poem for someone else, and you don't want to do it. Obviously, the poem doesn't work out. So, if I let's say 2 lines, if something like that happens, how would you actually, explain your feelings? And you're writing a poem for someone else, not for let's say a friend of yours want me to write a poem for his own
loved one.
Yeah, and you don't want to do it. How do you you say?
I will just within my heart. I will not be thinking about him. I will not be thinking about her. I will be thinking about someone close to my heart. And write it as if I'm writing it to my sweetheart.
Yeah. But you definitely do it for him.
Yeah, I definitely do it.
He's just a yes person, it seems.
Yeah. I'm not that much of a yes person either, but I'll do it. This I'll do. Yeah.
Okay, this has been great. So finally, before I let you go, I can't let Adnan Sami go without having him sing something for me.
Okay, what would you like?
सर कुछ भी कर दो ऐसे वैसे को दे दिया मतलब चलो मेरे लिए भी कुछ गाना गा दो. I mean, who doesn't want to hear Adnan Sami sing?
दिल कह रहा है दिल से वादा करो दिल से चाहे तुम जहां भी जाना जानम मेरी याद रखना मेरी याद रखना.
Definitely, sir. Done. Thank you so much. Lovely talking to you. That's great.
Thank you.
And you just, I hope you enjoyed the interview. Song you definitely did. And keep watching Follow.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say to your friends?
Yeah, thank you very much for all the love and thank you
for selling out all those, buying all those tickets.
Yes, absolutely.